Picture this. You're doing your final walkthrough, you're closing on your house tomorrow, you walk into your kitchen and say, I don't have a table. And also I don't like the paint on the wall. And I need new floors. And all these other little costs that now you're thinking about that you thought you were done with your closing costs, but they just keep coming. Today we're going to be talking about the big things and those little things on this episode of Cash Clips. Let's start with the big stuff, like your property taxes and your insurance. Now, chances are that's going to be escrowed, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to have to pay a startup cost. When I closed on my home, I had to pay the first chunk of my property taxes to start my escrow up. So make sure that you have funds on hand for that. Same thing, if you're setting up a new utility provider, you might need to pay a down payment to get that service established. It may not be much, but that's a cost that you need to call the provider for and figure out what you need to budget in. On the topic of utilities, there are a few different ways you can go about this. Now, for me, I was going from a small apartment to a larger house, and that meant that my utility bill was gonna be larger, and I didn't really know what to expect. So thankfully, you can call up the provider and ask them, hey, for the last 12 months, what were these people paying? And that'll give you a better idea of what you can expect month to month. And on that note, you can probably get that budget built throughout. What that means is they take the average of what that was spent over the last 12 months, and they give that to you in a monthly charge. So that way you don't get hit with a huge bill in the winter or a huge bill in the summer. You know what you're gonna do month to month. Now, one thing to keep in mind, your utility usage may be different from the last person who lived there, or maybe it was unoccupied for the last 6 months. So ask that too. If it seems really low or if it seems really high, your mileage may vary. Then there's your homeowner's insurance. Now, this is required for your mortgage, but it's really important because if a tree falls on your home or if someone slips and falls outside your house, that's going to protect you from that large payment that you may need to do out of pocket. Fortunately, insurance can be expensive. So call around. Get different options. See if you can bundle it in with your auto insurance or something like that. Your financial institution may even partner with insurance agencies to give you a discounted rate. And then there's the smaller stuff, which once it adds up, becomes big stuff. Think like your moving costs or your storage costs if you're in between properties. That could be a high bill at the end of the day. On that note, think about the things once you're moved in that you're going to want to change. So the paint on the wall, you could go professional, you could do it yourself. Regardless, the price of paint, if you're getting quality stuff, adds up quickly. Maybe it's the floor. Maybe you hate that old shag carpet from the 70s and you want to rip it out and expose those hardwoods. That's going to take some time. That's going to take some money. You want to make sure that you're budgeted for that too. The costs don't stop when you close on your home, so keep on saving. So I'm Devin from Visions with Cash Clips, and I hope that this got you thinking about those other costs associated with home buying. And if you still have questions about mortgages, we have another video out there on YouTube called Making Sense of Mortgages, where we break down all the terms that you need to know to make that next big step. We got other videos here too, so like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on Cash Clips.